Awesome. Hey, hey, hey. I am here today with the beautiful and the lovely Kiandra Richardson. Yay. I'm probably going to be calling her Kiki throughout the interview. But just want to introduce her in just my own way, and then I want her to share what she wants you to know about her. So I met Kiki years ago. We were members at the same church. I remember the Kiki I know is a singing Kiki, Kiki that went to SCAD, that was pursuing her dreams. Always this wonderful, lovely smile that she has right now. I know she likes to eat good. And yes, and she loves family time. So just wanted to give my auntie version of Kiki. So Kiki, thank you for agreeing to be our cover feature for She Is magazine for March. Yay! As we celebrate International Women's Day, just want to honor you as we do every month. I thought about you, and you have kind of been on the radar for a while, so I finally wrangled you down in between you being fabulous and awesome. So, would you take a couple of minutes just to share, whatever it is you want to share with our audience about who Kiki is?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Kiandra. They call me Kiki. I am a singer, I'm an actor, and I've been at it for probably over 20 years now. I started singing at 5, but professionally, I started doing music and acting around the age of 18. Um, I got my bachelor's degree in fine arts. And then after graduating, I ended up going to Atlanta. Then I went to LA, and I've been kind of doing different gigs and working in different industries since then. So I'm kind of just doing all the things, all the gifts that God has given me. I'm kind of just exploring them all and enjoying what that looks like. So,
Yay. Yay. So I wanted to, one of the things I wanted to talk about was pursuing your dreams because it takes big dreams to do the things you're doing and to occupy the spaces you're occupying. We didn't add in there that she is CJ on, yeah, she's CJ on Kingdom Business, streaming on BET. And it's crazy because I sit in my bed and I watch Kiki on TV.
right. Me too. Blows my
It's
mind too.
yeah, it's so amazing, to see your progression from when we first met, and not just on Kingdom Business, but touring with Beyonce, and those are, really big deals, if people want to classify them as such. But I want to begin the interview by asking, what did you want to be growing up?
Um, As a kid, my mom was always watching Whitney Houston. She always
Mm.
watched, there was this one specific tour. It was the South Africa, a new South Africa tours, I think 1994. And my mom had that on VHS, and she would watch that like up, down, back, forth. We knew everything from that VHS tape. And I would watch her sing, and I would watch Whitney sing, and it was almost like I could see myself
Mm.
in her, in Whitney. And so I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. Like, at 5, I knew instantly, I'm like, that's what I want to do with my life. And so I kind of just, I don't know, I just followed that, path. Um, and that's kind of, as a child, of course, I'm like, I want to be just like that. I want to be a star. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be famous. I want to sing and dance and all of that. But as I got older, I started to, it's almost like God started to shape my why, like the
Mm-hmm.
desire was there as a child. And so all I know then is like, I want to be famous. But as I got older, I'm like, oh, I have a job to do. There's
Right.
actual purpose that comes with this. Oh, I have these gifts so that I can be in these rooms, so that I can talk to these people
Mm-hmm.
about building God's kingdom and about helping and healing them, or enlightening them, or even helping them to be delivered from something, or to be healed from something. So that's kind of what I started to see as I journeyed and got older. So that what was the question? Did I answer the
Ah,
question?
you did answer the question. So it's ironic that you would mention watching Whitney Houston growing up, and so just kind of a lead in. So you
Yeah.
had a lot of practice for being Whitney Houston.
Which I feel like was a full circle type of a moment. Um,
Mm,
so just to give the kind of the story, I've auditioned for American Idol. At the time, nothing was really happening in my career. And American Idol was coming about again, and I auditioned for it. I ended up getting the golden ticket to go to Hollywood.
Mm.
And randomly, BB Winans was holding auditions in Atlanta for his musical called Born for This. And he needed a Whitney Houston for the play.
Yeah.
And somebody called me to audition for it. I auditioned for it, and then they ended up calling. Like BB called my phone and was like, "Is this Kiandra?" And I was like, "Is this BB?" You know, like calling my
That
phone.
that voice, you can't can't mistake that
Right. I
voice.
just couldn't believe it. And
Yeah.
so they offered me the Whitney role, and I ended up turning down going to Hollywood with Idol to do the Whitney role. And that was stressful, of course. It wasn't a quick, thing. I had to
Mm-hmm.
pray about.
Mm-hmm.
But I just felt better about doing that. And I felt like I was prepared for it because I had watched her,
Yes.
as a child and growing up. I was like, oh, this is kind of full circle. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
God kind of prepared me to be able to do this because
Yeah.
I knew about her from before. So yeah, it was
And
full.
we all love us some Whitney Houston. Oh my
Okay.
God. How did it feel, you know, singing her songs and embodying her as an actress, not just as an actress, but as a singer as well? Because I mean, like real talk, I still really can't listen to some Whitney Houston music without crying.
Right, right.
Like today.
Some songs that you got to turn them off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Waterworks. Nerve-wracking though. I would definitely say it was probably one of the most stressful things I had done uh, in my career so
Mm-hmm.
far because it's Whitney Houston. So she's such an
Mm-hmm.
iconic figure, you know what I'm saying, in our
Mm-hmm.
culture. So it's like you don't want to mess that up. You
Right.
don't want to get that wrong. And people will
Right.
definitely tell you, like, you're not it because they don't play about Whitney Houston.
Right.
And
The
that's my
culture does not play about
they
Whitney.
don't play. I don't either, really. So even for myself, I was like, we cannot mess this up.
Yes.
We have to get this right. So it was a very scary thing, but it was also exciting for me because I
Mm-hmm.
was such a fan, and
Yeah.
who gets the chance to like be
Right.
Whitney for a day or be Whitney for
Right.
days a
Right.
week. So it was exciting, but also nerve-wracking. I really had to study, study, study,
Mm-hmm.
study, so that it wasn't me just acting like Whitney, but it was more
Mm-hmm.
so bringing her essence to the stage.
Yes.
But that's what it is that we really love. It's the essence of Whitney. People can
Yes.
sing, and of course, Whitney can actually
Mm-hmm.
absolutely sing, but it's the spirit and the essence of Whitney that we're drawn to. So I was trying to
Yes.
bring that to the stage.
Absolutely. Amazing. So I know when one of the things you said was studying, because we see people on TV or we see them singing or acting, and it's just it's not as easy as it looks, although I've
Right.
done neither. But I know there's a huge amount of preparation that
Mm.
goes into that. So my next question is, what are some of your guiding pillars for your career? I know you're incredibly close to your mom. And yeah, awesome. I know she's super proud of you, as we all are. And so I'm sure that, there are times when you lean into her for her wisdom. But what are some of the other guiding pillars for this career you have that you're continuing to seek?
Lots of lots of prayer, lots of self introspection, like just always looking at, okay, why am I feeling this way? What is inspiring this? What is motivating this feeling? Or always looking at myself and kind of where am I in this
Mm-hmm.
moment emotionally? You know what I mean? And a lot of times that just kind of fuels the work that you do. It fuels when you have to do a role or something like that. You may have to be happy and you're not feeling happy
Mm,
personally. And so you have to learn how to use what it is that you are feeling when you're dealing with different roles. Or you may be happy and you have to go and be sad. Like when we did the second season of Kingdom Business, the first episode, like the first two episodes, I had to cry. I was crying so
mm-hmm.
much. I had to be, sad and down. I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling all of these things. And I was not feeling like that in real life. So
Yeah.
I had to tap into um, just kind of what I'm actually feeling. And if you're not able to look into yourself like that, it'll be difficult for you to do that when you have to take on roles or when you have to record music or write songs or go and meet people and all of these
Yeah.
things. You have to really be able to check in with yourself. So over time, I've learned that that's one of the things I always do. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Keeks, how are you feeling right now? Like breathing,
Mm-hmm.
asking myself, how are you feeling? Okay, right now I'm nervous. Or right now I have a slight headache. I'm nervous. Okay, I'm just checking in and being honest about how I feel.
Yes.
And then that makes you more present. And then you're able to just kind of go into whatever situation as a more present vessel, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. So,
Self-introspection, sure.
how are you similar to your character, CJ?
uh CJ and I both are finding we're finding who we are in the world and learning how to really stand in that and own that. I think that's the thing that connects us the most. CJ got, she got some emotional and mental things going on, but as far as her finding her voice and finding who she is, getting outside of, shadows and just kind of
Mhm.
standing in her own and being confident in that, I think that's the same kind of journey that I'm on, like just finding who is Kiandra and what does that
Yeah.
sound like, even musically? What does that
Yeah.
sound like in music? What does that look like as a brand? And actually owning that and standing in that, and being
Mhm.
confident in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when we get glimpses of the CJ that's, like you said, been in the shadows, but she pops out and she's really a strong woman. She's really a
Yeah.
caring woman. She's
Yeah.
super smart,
Mhm.
um, but just navigating those spaces and forging her
Yeah.
way and, sometimes having to, like, break the door down. It's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I have
And keep
value.
learning that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I have value and what I'm saying is important. So I
Important.
love the character development. So I was interested in knowing, what the similarities are. So how are you different from CJ?
CJ is a little more timid than I am. It seems like I wouldn't last too long in somebody's shadow. You know what I mean? Because I'm very much like I've got something to say and I got to get out there and say it. So
Yes.
she's way more timid than I am. I think she kind of takes in a lot more than I would take in. I think she
Mm-hmm.
kind of is quiet when Yolanda or Danita is, kind of doing the Danita thing, and even her grandmother, all the people around her that
Yes,
make decisions and are just like powerful. She kind of just sits back sometimes and she's just like, quiet, which she's coming out of course,
she
but
is.
I'm not necessarily like that. I may be like that for a little bit, but then it's like, oh, wait, 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 wait.
Yeah.
Not right. And we got to fix this. You're doing too much,
Right.
you know? So, yeah, she's more timid than me.
So when you walk into these rooms and you see these people that you've probably seen your whole life, and now you're working alongside them, are you ever still fangirling or sitting there going, what am I doing here? I mean,
Yeah.
I know that's all a part of our human side, our humanistic side, to go, I mean, am I really supposed to be here?
Yeah.
How do you compensate? How do you get out of that headspace and stand in your value and stand in your truth and the fact that you earned your spot? Nobody gave you that. Nobody gave you anything.
Yeah, the times if I ever feel like, like, am I supposed to be here? It's in the work. It's when I'm doing work, like acting. You're around all of these, great actors,
Mm-hmm.
like Howard, Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah,
And Michael Beach is such a great actor. It's like a masterclass
he
watching
is.
him. And sometimes I'm like, Lord, what am I doing here? Because I'm
For
still
sure.
learning, and music was my first thing, so acting kind of came second. So there's also that. But then I just come to the realization, you wouldn't be here if you were not supposed to be here. So I have to, those are the things that you have to kind of fight negative thoughts with. You have to
Mm-hmm.
fight them with truth. So,
Yeah.
a lot of times if you're into scripture and reading scripture, you know that, okay, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, or you know what I'm saying? You have to literally fight those negative thoughts with things
Mm-hmm.
that are true. I am here because I'm supposed to be here. God
Right.
knows the plans He has for my life, and this clearly is the plan. This is a part of the plan. So we just got to walk it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's kind of how I get through those things. I fight negative thoughts with
Mm-hmm.
truthful
Yeah.
thoughts.
And we're all, I can't stop saying this, we're also incredibly proud of you and the work
My
that you're
favorite.
doing.
Thank you.
Seriously, it's seeing, for me, it's seeing God's plan just unfold before our very eyes, and probably things that you didn't even imagine. And I remember when we made the connection, when you told me that you had met us, I think it was
Yeah,
in Macon, like
I
in
was in
Macon,
like high school, I think.
before you ever met Kenny and Denise. You knew about my daughter, and I was like, oh my gosh, just
I was at that was the Otis Redding. It was the Otis Redding.
yes.
I think it was a
The it was
camp.
a
It was a music camp thing.
yes, it was, and Brittany was there talking.
Brittany was there talking. Brittany performed, and I was
Yes.
like, wow, just so amazed. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to do that. And that's when I met y'all. I was like,
Yeah.
I had to have been in high school at that point. I
Yeah, yeah. Or
enjoyed that.
high school or middle, I'm not sure. But
Yeah,
such a long time ago. But to
young.
know that when you're in the work and when you're doing the work and when it's part of your assignment and your call and the connectivity and you being able to go back and say, oh, I remember that, and that's why this person had to take that path, and it was just
Right,
so that I could get a glimpse of this. And
right.
so I'm just always that just that point in history, that point in time still
Yeah,
means a lot to me there.
that's
So
amazing.
um pursuing dreams is never easy. We all know that. Talking about pursuing dreams, what is your compass as you're going, along your way? What is your compass? What's the guiding force uh when we're talking about what's next for Kiki?
Right. Um, I mean, I still have dreams and goals and things that I want to accomplish in life. Honestly, I was telling a friend before, I was like, if I don't do what I feel like God has called me to do, and of course, I'm even as I go, I'm still learning and it's still being revealed to me. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though if I don't do what I've been called to do, it's not gonna feel good.
Right.
I'm not gonna be able to rest. I won't be able to
That's it.
enjoy. And I'm like, I just have to keep walking this path. And as I go along, I feel when I'm where I need to be. I
Mm-hmm.
feel when I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do. You can feel it spiritually. It's like, oh, I was supposed to talk to you. I was supposed
Mm-hmm.
to have this conversation. Oh, I was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to sing this song, or I was supposed to be in this session, or
Mm-hmm.
you can feel it. And if I don't have those feelings, then it's like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And
Mm-hmm.
what am I here for if I'm not doing those things? And people
Absolutely.
will say with chasing dreams, it's not a concrete type of, this is what I get paid, this
Mm-mm.
is times I get paid. It's
Girl.
not at all. It's the most terrifying sometimes, path to walk because nothing
Mm-hmm.
is set.
Nothing.
Entertainment is like this. You may be working one day and the next day you may be on strike. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to make sure is my savings account where it needs to be because nobody is working.
Right. Because the
And
math sometimes don't be
but
math, and it's my
don't be
saving.
laughing.
Like because the way my accounts be set
Do I
up.
need to go to Target real quick? Make sure I get it. That's how this life
Yes.
is. And
Mm-hmm.
people probably would be like, why do you do that? Why do you put yourself in that type of space? But I have to be
It's a
on
call.
the path. It's a call.
Yeah, it's
And
a
you get
call.
the grace for that when it's a call. So
Oh, I
it's
love that. I love the fact that you know that, and I know that there are times when you sit probably in your space and go, "Okay, God, what we doing next?" But also having the confidence to say, "God, what are we doing next?"
right, right.
Because I know you got me.
There's an excitement to it and there's a trust there. I know you got
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah.
It's that trust. And you have to build your spiritual life, your spirit. You have to build
Mm-hmm.
that spiritual part of you because if not, the world and life will have you anxious, feeling like
Mm-hmm.
every decision I've made so far
Yeah.
is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
I've had
For
those
sure.
moments when your spirit, when you're grounded spiritually, um, and kind of rooted in something spiritually. For me, it's in Christ and in God. I find comfort in those moments when I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not working, nothing is happening, you know. I find comfort because I'm like, well, if nothing else, I know that you got me. So I know if I need
Yes.
something, if I need money, you'll bring it from the north, south, the east, the west, and I'm good. If I
Preach,
need,
girl.
you'll give me peace, you know, like
Yes.
I'll find peace in the little things like, oh, I get to wake up, I get to have some lemon water, and oh, I'll have a latte, or I'll just go and read some scripture
Yes.
and watch a little movie.
Yes.
Like I find peace
Yes.
in those moments, but that's because
Awesome.
of the spiritual groundedness that I create and that I learned.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. I have one more question and then I do this rapid fire kind of questioning.
Okay.
Um, what would you share with someone? It's not a question. Well, it is a question. What would you share with someone that's uh, contemplating giving up on their dreams? They're
Mm,
that person said, "Look, I've tried everything. I've been in this game long enough. Like you said, I'm going to Target.
yeah.
I'm going to
I'm
Target.
not even Target.
I'm gonna go ahead and apply to Target because hey, and what do you say to that person?
I say weigh your pros and cons. If you give up, what does that look like for you? What does your day to day look like? What does your life look like if you give up? If you don't give up, what does that look like? What does your day to day look like?
Mm,
Weigh your pros and cons, right? Because if you feel like it's depleting you to the point where you just can't go anymore, I wouldn't want you to feel depleted. You know what I'm saying? But if you know it's something that you can't rest without doing, if you know it's something that's going to literally keep eating at you, it's going to keep poking you, it's going to keep nudging at you, then that's saying something. And you have to look at those things. You know, what does that look like if you quit? And what does it look like if you continue? Because at
mm,
the end of the day, life is meant to be lived. There's
mm,
always going to be a job that you can get. There's always going to be
always.
money you can make. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. There's always going to be a way to sustain, but you won't always have that feeling of like, I am doing what I'm meant to do. It didn't pay off in the first 7, 8, 9, 10 years, but now it is, you know, and
Right.
you know until you actually get there and you can't give up. I'll say this, I moved to LA 2017 and I thought, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get a job, you know what I'm saying? I'll be booked, I'll be able to work and blah, blah, blah. I told my friend, give me like a month on your couch and I'll be out of here. I'll have an apartment. And you know, LA is expensive.
Hmm.
I went to LA and I was there for 7 months with no work, no nothing. I was literally getting like unemployment, I think, at the time. And that was my first time dealing with depression because I
Mm,
was so what do I do? Because I'm all the way across the country. My family is in Georgia. I'm in LA.
yes.
No work. I don't know people out here. And I was so stressed and depressed about that. But something in me was like, so what else are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Go back and be a teacher? Where?
Mm,
Where you gonna teach at? You know, what are you gonna do? You have to see it through. And so whatever that thing was that just would not let me let it go, I said, okay, I'm gonna have to just ride this out. And I kept my spirit high as much
mm,
as I could, you know, because discouragement, you don't want to attract more things that will discourage you. So you have to watch how the energy that you're putting out, keep it.
mm-hmm,
And I just went home to see my family, did those things that bring me peace. I was with my folks,
mm-hmm.
and I ended up getting a call to do Tyler the Creator and to be to sing background. You know, that's never
Yeah.
been on my vision board. Like, oh, I want to be a background
Right.
singer. The training that you get from that, I couldn't have asked for anything better, you
Yeah.
know. But I got that call, and after that, I haven't stopped working since then. But I didn't give up on it.
Oh
I
man.
really just held on to it until I saw a harvest.
Yeah.
Because if God has given something to you, has given a vision to you, has put something in your heart for you to desire, God's going to see it through. You have to just walk it out. You got to
Wow.
walk it out. You can't give up.
I love that. You made me tear up a little bit. I was trying to hold it together.
Oh,
The one part when you said you experienced depression
yes.
and understanding that as a Christian, understanding, loving God, uh,
Mhm.
following His plan for your life,
Yeah.
that was still an issue. It was still a factor, and we don't have time to delve into that. But thank you for saying that. Thank you for sharing that transparent moment
Yeah.
and allowing people to know that sometimes that thing creeps in while you're
Yes.
pursuing the plan of God. But
Yep.
you never gave up. You acknowledged it, you
Hmm.
owned it,
Yep.
but you decided, hey, I have the faith of an overcomer
Okay.
and I'm
Because
going to get through this depression.
absolutely. I had to. I had to. And I felt like I had to experience that though, because
Mm,
I said it was my first time experiencing it. I wouldn't be able to relate to people who experienced
mm-hmm,
that if I hadn't experienced it. So now I know I'm like, when that thing creeps up and creeps in, go do things that make you
mm-hmm.
happy. Get your favorite food. Don't do too much of your favorite food, but do some things that make you happy and that keep
Yeah,
you lifted. Because that's the thing.
yes,
We
that
we
is.
can't dwell in that space.
Yes. Depression is actually that. It
Yeah.
presses down. Like you
Yes.
said, do things that lift you up. So we got
Yeah.
about 5 minutes left.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Rapid
Okay.
fire questions. Rapid fire questions. Love and basketball or love Jones?
Woo! Love Jones for me. Sorry.
No problem. Favorite ice cream?
Um, Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. If you could wake up anywhere tomorrow morning, where would it be?
It would have to be somewhere in the Caribbean. I
Caribbean.
would say, yeah, probably Turks and Caicos.
All right. Fun fact about you.
I really love food. I'm starting this plant-based. I'm starting this plant-based thing, and I've been like doing a lot of different recipes and things like that. And I've never been a cook, but I'm enjoying cooking because of that. Okay.
Awesome. All right. So what's your go-to song for karaoke?
Um, Share my life. What is that called? What is that? What's that? I have nothing.
Yeah.
Whitney,
Oh,
I have nothing.
of course it's a Whitney Houston song.
Right.
What do you wish you had more of?
Time in the day. Somehow I'm always at the evening time, and I'm like, how did I get here already? It's like the day is already gone. Yeah, more time.
Last one. What makes Kiki smile?
Family, loved ones, being around folks that I love, that makes me smile.
I somehow knew you would say that.
It's my favorite, literally my favorite thing.
Absolutely. Well, we have come to the end of this wonderful interview.
So glad we did
Yeah,
this.
me too. It just feels like we're sitting down on a couch
Just sitting
talking.
back, because that's funny. So good.
Yes. So watch Kiki. She is CJ in Kingdom Business on BET. What else are you doing, Kiki? Where else are they gonna
It's
find
gonna
you?
be actually it's coming out on BET proper, so it'll be on the TV screens. If you don't have BET Plus, the app, it'll
Mm-hmm.
be on TV. I want to say in March, sometime
Okay.
in March. So look out
Okay.
for BET. You'll see all of season two.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm doing a show called BAM. I did it for SCAB, which is my college that I went to. We
Mm-hmm.
did it in Savannah, and we'll
Shout
be
out
doing
to Scad.
not the SCAB.
Scad put out some good ones. I swear they
Okay.
did.
We're doing the show on Friday, February 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia. So if anybody's in Atlanta and wants to see a nice show that's honoring Black people in music, we're going to be
Mhm.
singing and dancing. It's all kinds of things. You'll probably
Yes.
cry, you'll laugh, you'll jump and dance. It's going to be a great time. So
Awesome.
come see that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kiki. Y'all, please follow her on social media. She is our
Yes.
cover feature. Happy International Women's Month. Thank you for being an incredible leader and an
Yeah.
incredible light to
Thank
us.
you. Thank you
Yes.
for doing this. This is wonderful. Wonderful
Yes.
that you're doing this. Thank you for it and asking me
Yes.
to be on.
For sure. Love you.
I love you.
Get you some good food in Savannah.
Okay. See you.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.